What's up, guys?
On this week's show...
Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Da-da-da.
There's a disturbance in the force.
And me and Mr. J broke up.
All that and more on this episode
of One Giant Leap for Geeks.
Cue the music.
That's one small step for man. One giant leap for
Geeks. Welcome to another episode of OGLFG, where we talk about movies, video games, and all things in geek culture. I'm your host, Mike C. Squared, and with me is my co-host, DJ Melly Mel.
Hey!
Before we get started, I want to let you know, if you enjoy the show, tell some friends about us, share us on your social media. Whatever you choose to do, just know that you're helping us let others know about the best damn podcast they probably never heard of. Now, if you want to talk to us, the show is on Twitter at GiantLeap4Geeks. You can get a hold of our resident DJ Melly Mel at Froggy Beaver, and our missing Benoit is at Benoit Gaming. That's BENWAH Gaming.
If you're like me and around my age, you're a sucker for nostalgia, especially 80s and 90s. I'm talking music, movies, television, games, just pop culture as a whole. So, if you're from mid-Michigan or going to be traveling to the area, I suggest you check out Rewind and Birch Run. Rewind is a vintage-inspired blast from the past with not just cool trinkets and novelty items, but dope gear to rock as well. I'm talking shirts, jackets, caps, and even sneakers. Retro styles to make your inner child smile. Absolutely, positively, definitely check out Rewind. You might even see your boy Benoit copping something old school or shooting the breeze with the owner, Tyler. Rewind is right off of I-75, exit 136 in the Birch Run Premium Outlets, Section E, next to Crocs.
What you been doing?
Are we back in the 90s? I feel like Scream's gonna pop out and be like, "What's up?"
Oh, shit. Yeah, I forgot about those. Those are terrible.
Those
Bud Light commercials? Or do you remember the frogs?
Yeah, the Budweiser. I like the Budweiser frogs. They were cute.
Yeah, nah.
But, before we get to what I've been doing, you know, we do have kind of another co-host now.
Yeah, we do. I guess not. No, we don't.
No?
All right.
No, I just didn't.
We do.
Well, yeah.
I think that she's going to be a regular.
Yeah, I was going to say Sexy Lexi had a good time, I'm assuming, the last time that she was on the podcast, and so she wanted to keep doing it. So I was like, hey, another voice to add to the shuttle ship? I don't know. I came up with the whole name for the podcast, but we don't really do like space themed anything or whatever. But whatever, you're a new passenger aboard the spaceship.
She's on the spaceship.
Yeah. So there you go. You know,
I would say we can't do the Millennium Falcon, but we can do the.
We don't have a name for our ship yet.
We'll have to get back to it.
Yeah.
As long as it's not the Titanic, then we're fine.
Okay.
Nah.
Good. Not that or the Challenger. We don't want any of those.
We don't want that.
Okay, so yes, we have a new co-host on the podcast. So at what point do you not? Because once you have more than two co-hosts, like what do you become at that point? Just fellow hosts?
Yeah. I like that.
Or
we are a cohort of co-hosts.
A cohort?
All right, I'll take it. You will let her call you?
A cohort?
Call me a cohort again, right?
No.
Ass bitch.
A cohort is a group of people that share a common interest.
Sure.
And
bless you. I thought you were coughing or something. You cohort. No, I get what you said. I got you.
You're ridiculous. So yeah, we can be a cohort of co-hosts.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Because we have what, 6 of us now?
6? Oh yeah. So we got A-Train, T-Money, the 3 of us that are here now,
you,
and
me,
Benoit.
And then missing Ben. So that's 6.
Wow.
Man, we got a whole fleet.
Small harem of people. Yeah. Whatever. Okay. Anyway,
I don't think we want to go for a harem.
Yeah, I was gonna say now it's getting weird.
That's a little weird, but. I mean, well, maybe, whatever. That's what you're into.
Yeah, I mean, you know. So what have you been doing?
Oh, what have I been doing? Let's see. I have had training all week for my new job, which is going great. I've went an entire week now. And a week by time this posts, and I have not been stressed once.
Good.
I've not hated my job not once.
Good. Give it
I
time.
have not
but
been
good.
like down
Give
to
it
throw
time.
stuff.
Yeah.
I actually, there is a level of psychology to my new job that I was not aware of before. And
like, how do you mean? Or like, can you explain without?
I was told that it was more of a student based,
Mhm.
and I wasn't told that, at the training that we've been going through is like psychology training and
Mhm.
how to do cognitive behavior therapies
Okay.
and things of that nature, which really, really interests me.
Mhm.
And I find it fascinating. I'm super excited. I finally get to use my degree in both aspects of it.
Nice.
So that's really cool. And
All
so
right.
far, I want to punch some people in training, but that's because they remind me of that kind of student that I don't appreciate in a classroom.
Like what?
So like my training this week, we've basically just been in classroom.
Mm-hmm.
So like learning all of the computer bookworks things that you learn when you train for a new job.
Mhm.
And that I'm one of those students where I like to focus, I like to pay attention, I like to engage in the professor, when the teacher, professor, whatever, when he says something, I like to be the one that has the answers, and I like active listening. Whereas I don't like the student where they're like goofing off and taking things like they're joking around too much.
Mhm.
And, I'm good for a joke, but when it's time to learn, it's time to learn. And
Right.
I don't like that class clowny kind of asks the stupid questions and thinks he's being serious kind of thing.
Sure. Oh, you would have
So-
hated me in school then.
Yeah.
Because that was totally me.
That's T-Money tells me that too. He's like, we would not have worked. He's like, if we would have met in high school, we wouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I met you both after because,
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, you would have been like, I can't stand these motherfuckers.
yeah, probably so. But anyway, I mean, I just look at him and roll my eyes and continue to do my smart girl thing. So
Sure.
I'm excited with that.
Smart girl thing.
Right. I
Yeah.
like that. I like that, yeah.
Well, I mean, there are other names, but we'll go with that.
Okay.
So yeah, I've been adjusting to my new job.
Well, good. You seem a lot less stressed than you have in prior months. so.
That's kind of what T-Money told me. I was looking for some clothes or something this morning, and he flat out told me, he's like, hey, you seem a lot better, and you haven't even actually, I've had half a day actually
Sure.
where I'm supposed to be that's not in the training classroom.
Mhm.
So I kind of looked at him. I was like, was I not? He's like, just everything's changed about you. He's like, you got your glow back. You're kind of just got this look in your eye. Like you're just different, And it was kind of interesting for him to say that. And I guess I didn't realize that there was that much of a difference. So yeah, there's always that. What about you, Sexy Lexi? What have you been doing?
That's always a good question. Stressing.
Uh-oh.
So since you're not stressing, I'm stressing.
No.
You absorb her stress.
Yeah, I absorbed all of her
I've taken on the stress
previous
duties.
stress that she has been feeling.
Well, I don't.
So school?
I don't like
related
that.
stress?
School.
Okay.
School was very stressful. But hopefully it won't be like soon. Because I'm passing majority of my classes, but it's still so like time consuming.
Oh yeah.
And it takes up all the energy in my body. Like I
You
promise.
just come home and just pass out.
She does.
I do. It's draining. Like at the end of the day, I'm like I have no energy. Barely have energy to walk up my stairs. Like that's how bad it is.
Jeez.
There's things
But-
that she wants to do that she can't do because she doesn't have time for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so I'm gonna, hopefully the adjustments that I'm gonna make are gonna contribute to that. So my anxiety, my stress level will be lower and I'll be okay mentally and physically.
Okay.
But really just school. I really haven't. I've been talking to family.
Mm-hmm.
I call them every once in a while.
Yeah.
To catch up.
Yeah.
And
they're not. You didn't do that thing where like you move away and you're like, y'all dead to me now.
Yeah, don't matter.
Right.
No, I didn't.
You ain't up here.
Oh no. Well, some of them maybe, but
Hey.
depends on what day it is, I guess.
It depends on my mood. Like I don't really want to talk to you today. But no, that's about it. This really school. It's stressing. I'm trying not to stress, so I'm gonna make adjustments.
Okay. So,
and what about
you? I didn't have anything super exciting to share. I did go to your house. A-Train got to come over, and you had a housewarming party, and I brought the dog, and that was a complete fucking disaster.
It wasn't that bad.
No, he broke his retractable leash. He bursted through the wood fence twice. Well, to be fair, the first time there was a hole that we swore he could not get through. I was like, your head isn't even small enough to fit in there. He got his whole fucking body through there somehow. Then, when we blocked it off, he made a new hole in the fence, and I was just like, oh my fucking God.
Which I fixed both of those, by the way.
So. Okay. I am sorry.
It's okay. The fence is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I've actually contemplated buying a new fence, so I'm trying to figure out how much that would be, and just have tell my landlord, be like, look, I'm buying you a fence because the fence is like all molded and rotten.
Yeah, like it ain't. It's
it
like
ain't shit.
Tell him a poodle broke through it. So what's a golden doodle? But I mean, it's half poodle.
A golden poodle.
Yeah, right.
Anyways.
Exactly. But yeah, no, we were just trying to get him more acclimated around being around other people. And animals specifically, and I mean, him and your dog played quite a bit, but I felt like the whole time he was just being a bitch about it, and I'm just like, oh my God, like you.
They played well together.
Yeah, but it's almost like having a baby in the house, because it's like I can't go anywhere. I can't take you no damn where.
Welcome to parenthood.
Yeah, I'm just like,
Again.
man, oh God. I'm like, it is different when it is like in the house with you all the time. It's just like, oh my God, like this is terrible. No. I love him to death, but he is definitely
a handful.
Yeah, he is testing my patience. We'll say that.
I'm concerned about his new adventure that he just started, because that could be dangerous.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's lately just, and I mean, when I say lately, I mean like within 24 hours, he wants to bite and pull shit and chew on things that he's never showed any interest in before, and I'm just like, where is this coming from?
Well, I know he didn't get it from Daisy, because she don't chew on shit.
No, I was like, your dog is so much more well behaved than mine. It is sad, but yeah,
it's okay. You gotta train him.
Yeah, I mean, we've only had him a month, but god damn it. It's like, I feel like we've somehow gone backwards, because he was so much more well-behaved, and now suddenly it's like,
he's like, I'm comfortable now, I can act up.
Right. It's like when you get in a new relationship, like you're in your best behavior for those first few days.
Be like, what can I get away with?
Right, and then once you get comfortable with him, it's like, okay, now I can take a shit in front of them, it's fine.
Let me test the waters.
Right, I can break wind and burp and shit, it's fine. It don't matter. But yeah, that's been pretty much my week. I know, boring.
Okay.
Anyway.
That's all right. Still valid. I mean.
Yeah. But yeah, moving on.
Don't worry, sexy Lexi. You don't need to stress about college. You can rest assured. You will have a lucrative future in podcasting now that you've joined the team. Oh wait, let me check. Oh, that's right, we don't get paid for this. You better start cracking those books, hun.
It's that time again for America's #1 show, Dumb Shit of the Week. That's right, Dumb Shit of the Week is a show where DJ Melly Mel finds dumb shit and we talk about it. Want your submission on the show? Find us on Twitter at GiantLeap4Geek, so you can email us at officialoglfg@gmail.com. Now here's your host, DJ Melly Mel.
Thank you. All right, so...
Uh-oh. She's sighing already. Uh-oh.
That's never good.
I know, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know for those of you who need to be told this, but there is a pill on the market that you can take after you've had unprotected sex or unprotected rape.
Okay.
And it stops you from getting pregnant. However, there is a pill that's called Plan B. You can go to the pharmacy. You can buy it. Yep, the day after pill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's about $50.
Okay.
No insurance needed. No
Sure.
age limit. So that it was created to supposed to be not a deterrent from teen sex,
Sure,
but a deterrent from teen pregnancy.
Yeah.
Without the shame and
right, have an abortion.
Right. You don't have to have a prescription for it.
Right,
you can just
right.
walk into any pharmacy and obtain it.
Right.
Okay. Now
so
that
like, Mom, can I borrow $50? Fucked up again, didn't you? Yeah.
now that tidbit of information is kind of floating in your brain here.
Okay. Because I'm like, where's this going?
Yeah.
I'm really...
I was scrolling through Facebook, and this was shared by somebody who my friend shared their friend's post.
Okay.
This kid posted and said, "Oh, they getting over on y'all. $50 for a Plan B pill? But you can get one for about $10 inside your pregnancy test." This is not accurate.
Wait, what are they talking about?
Okay, if you take a pregnancy test and you bust it open, which you're not supposed to do.
Okay.
The more advanced ones, particularly the clear blue, it's got the white stick and the blue cap, and it's real fancy. It's the one with the words on it.
Sure.
Okay.
He definitely knows.
Yeah, I'm like, sure, yeah.
If you pop it open, there is a small tablet on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a Plan B pill. However, it is going around the internet that people are thinking it is a Plan B pill.
Wait, what is it, though?
It is basically, it absorbs the extra pee. So, for those of you who don't know, you pee on a stick for a pregnancy test, and it's got this little absorbent strip, and then it goes into the plastic casing of the pregnancy test.
Oh my god.
The little tab on the inside is used to absorb extra moisture
God.
that is pulled down so it doesn't drip when you
So they're basically having these bitches swallow the equivalent to silica gel with their piss absorbed into it. Wow.
Yes.
So not only are you still gonna have a baby, but you just ate your own piss.
Or, even
I should know it's edible.
least case scenario, that's the thing, it's not edible.
Yeah, it's probably bad for you because it's probably absorbing the moisture in your stomach and shit.
That's
too.
a good
yeah.
analogy, is the silica gel.
Yeah, the little
The
packets
things
of
that you
things
get
that
in
look
your
like salt,
shoes.
but they're not
Yeah.
salt, and they say do not eat.
Yeah, that's basically what this is, but it's in a tablet form, and it's inside of a pregnancy test.
That is hilarious.
So,
that is literally hilarious.
This started
somebody's
on
an asshole.
TikTok.
Oh my god.
So yet another...
Everything starts on
I'm going to say
TikTok.
yet another horrible story from TikTok.
Can we just cancel that app?
I really think...
because it ain't doing no
should.
good for nobody.
This chick posted a video on TikTok of herself taking apart a pregnancy test and asking if the moisture absorbing little tab, the silica gel tab, is morning after pill.
Why would... Okay, look.
Why would it be
real
in the...
quick before you finish? My thing, yes. One, why is it inside the pregnancy test? Two, why wouldn't they just say also comes with blankety blank? Why would they hide it from you if they were giving you one?
I don't know.
He's like, man, you just crack it open. There's one hidden in there.
On the pregnancy test, it says do not open, because if you get that.
Because they don't want you to discover the Plan B pill that they hid in there. Duh.
Yeah.
That's it right there. But if the silica, it's a tablet.
Yeah,
So if the dust from the tablet is ingested, it can cause problems. Vomiting, hallucinations, dizziness.
Okay.
All these really bad. It's like swallowing a piece of the silica gel.
Yeah.
It's gonna. It's not good for you. And these dumb bitches are out here thinking that it's Plan B.
I feel like there's somebody like on Reddit or like a group of people on 4chan or something who like sit around and come up with these stupid ass challenges, and it's just for their own personal amusement. Because whoever said that knew that this wasn't no Plan B pill. They did that shit just to get y'all silly bitches to eat y'all own piss. It's like they knew that. Like, no one is that stupid. Like, I don't understand. Like, how have you survived on the planet Earth for however long years you are old, and you fall for shit this, like, I mean, this obviously, like...
Well, this is how it got kind of a response from the pregnancy test companies.
Mm.
In the Q&A section of wehavekids.com, a user asked, there is a rumor that the tablet inside a pregnancy test is a Plan B pill. What is this pill? Is it really a Plan B pill? And then the people who make pregnancy tests, Clear Blue and another company, they reached out to parents.com, and the company spokesperson explained very clearly that they have become aware of the rumors through media platform videos, and this is not a Plan B pill. All of our tests have a small desiccant tablet, which is included to absorb moisture. Should not be eaten. Highly toxic. If accidentally ingested, we ask that people please seek medical attention immediately or call our customer care line. Okay, and then they say this again. This tablet is not Plan B.
Right.
This tablet should not be eaten.
The fact that they have to reiterate that point is sad, but right.
Yeah.
Do not eat.
So okay. Sexy Lexi, you're young. Okay, so let's go down this road.
Okay.
Would you fall for something like that? I mean, you know, because obviously we're talking about it here, but if like somebody just brought that up, would you be like, "Oh, is it really?" Like I mean, is it just like a
generational thing?
Yeah, because it's like your generation has more access to information than any other generation that's ever existed in the history of the fucking species.
And they don't
You have the entire world's knowledge at your fingertips at all times. And y'all, I swear, fall for like the silliest shit. Like, so let's not use that as an example. Let's use, if someone told you that, undercooking your meat would make you lose weight, would you be like, wow, I never thought of it like what? I don't know, like what is it that's just like, that sounds plausible enough, right? I could see that, right?
I feel like it's more about credibility, like of the other person who's like saying it,
okay,
like how they say it, and if it sounds believable, then the more people are going to be like, okay, this is possibly true. But they're not.
Kylie Jenner said it. So.
Yeah, they're not gonna take the time to actually look up like, okay, like undercooked meat. Is it like, what are the benefits and what are the? They're not gonna do that. So it's more about
but
like.
Why though?
So you're gonna go based off of word of mouth as opposed to finding out your own information.
I wouldn't, but I'm saying most of the people
Sure.
like who believe stuff like that probably would. They wouldn't just go like, okay, let me look this up.
Because I mean, it'd be one thing if it was like when we were kids or like our parents were kids, where like if you needed to know something, you had to go take your ass to the library, get one of them cards, where can I find this book, and then go find it and read like 9 chapters to find the one thing you were looking for. And I mean, you can literally say, okay, Google, da-da-da, and
I would say, even with us, by the time we looked through all of those books, the information was outdated.
Right.
You know, we would get old books with bad information because they were old books.
Right. Or the time it took you to get to the library and find the shit, the book was probably new when you got there, and now it's outdated by the time you found the information.
That Dewey Decimal System.
Oh, fuck. See, and a lot of these kids don't even know what the fuck we just said. Like, they don't even know what that even means. Like, do you know what the Dewey Decimal System is?
No, I don't know.
Yep, see? Because that is just going to be an archaic, dead thing. No one's going to even know what that is.
Basically, you used to go to a library, and you'd walk up to the librarian, and you'd tell her what book you needed, and she'd give you a card with a number printed on it.
Okay.
And you'd have to walk through the library until you found the number would be like P127 or something.
Yeah.
So you'd go to the row of books that said P, and then you would find the one that said 127. So you'd have to literally find the shelf where it was.
And you got to just hope that the librarian is on their job and that everything is where it's supposed to be. Because if it ain't there, you just fucked.
Right. And then, you find it on R750 or something.
Or it's supposed to be there, but it never got checked back in because some asshole didn't bring the book back. That happened to me a lot.
Yep. So... yeah.
So has anybody been hospitalized or died from
Not
this
that
yet?
I could find. I kind of stopped looking after I actually... like, I saw the post on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked it up. Mm-hmm. And I found it on parents.com, which is a pretty credible, parenting website.
Sure.
So once I got that far, I didn't really look to see if anybody had been hospitalized because I didn't... once again, made the assumption that I didn't think that anybody would be that stupid to...
I think you're just underestimating.
I am.
Yeah,
I do all the time.
The stupidity of the human race.
I do all
it's
the
pretty
time.
high.
Yeah. You know what's funny too is that who
would have thought about this though?
Exactly.
Who has the time to think about this?
That's why I said there's just a group of... it's like about 4 people, and they just sitting around just thinking up silly-ass shit to just watch people do to just laugh at.
I barely think about what I'm going to wear the next day.
Right. My thing is this, though. I always go back to the fire challenge, because at least with the fire challenge, I can respect that. There was no kind of allusions to, if you set yourself on fire, it'll cure acne. Or, it'll they just straight up knew. Right, they just knew, like, I'm just setting myself on fire. I'm doing it for the gram. Like, that's, like that was literally all it was. There was never no, like, and then the Tide Pods taste like candy and all this other silly shit. No.
It does not taste good.
No, they were just like, I'm just going to set myself on fire. Did you?
No, okay, listen, there's a story.
Shit.
There's a reason you want me to buy you Tide Pods for...
No, listen. So one day
Our newest co-host or cohort host is gonna be gone after this shit because she's gonna tell all herself. Go ahead.
So I went to go like wash my clothes and do laundry or whatever, and I grabbed the Tide Pod and I threw it in there. Mm-hmm. Well, I happened to like touch my lips afterwards, not realizing with the same hand, and it started to taste funny. So like I freaked out. And I was like, I gotta wash my lips. They taste funny.
Okay, so you didn't actually ingest the Tide Pod.
No,
you just had a secondary soap transfer. Okay,
weird.
So yeah, you're good.
Secondhand soap.
Secondhand soaping, you know.
Okay. See, I remember being a kid and like when I got mouthy, Mom would put a whole bar in my soap, soap,
yeah.
Like, or if I was out cussing or something, usually when I was mouthy.
I'm pretty sure now that would be considered child abuse.
Yeah.
We used pepper or hot sauce.
Yeah, because at least that's actually food and edible and shit. Like,
but I
mean, the phrase like, "Okay, I'm gonna put soap in your mouth to wash it out," like that was always a phrase. But I don't think anybody in my family has ever done that.
No, y'all had some crazy shit, so I will take my bar of soap over what y'all had any day. Because I only got it like twice.
Knees on rice or rocks hurt.
Yeah, see that's child abuse.
You guys have to kneel on rocks?
I did have to do that.
Rocks
one time.
or rice?
Yeah.
Oh Jesus,
it's terrible.
That's not like some like Karate Kid training montage type shit. Like what the fuck?
It
have
worked.
You like put your hands like hot coals real fast?
No, or holding books while sitting against a wall.
Yeah, I've heard of kids
hurts.
being punished like that, or like the buckets of water. They have to hold them out.
I've never hold your hands at like arms out, like long wise, like horizontal.
No, I say my cousin used to have to hold a can of beans. Mm-hmm. He had the family size can of beans, and there was a mark on the wall. And if he did something, and like, because he was an athlete, so. You weren't messing with the sports, but when you got home, you had to hold a can of beans.
Damn.
And, like, he had to hold it straight out for X amount of, 15, 20 minutes or whatever.
Be kind of detrimental to his, like, ability to play, too?
No, because it was muscle strengthening.
Oh, I guess.
I mean, it's
work the muscles.
No different than lifting weights.
Fair, I guess. Okay.
And it wasn't like extended periods of time. It was only, 10, 15 minutes. And then you just better hope that you don't drop it, because then you add like 3 minutes every time you made it fall.
Whatever happened to just whooping their ass? Like, what is all this?
Oh,
why,
I got that too.
Why all these elaborate like punishments? Like, go
know.
get a switch and come in here and get naked. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
Yeah,
like,
that's child abuse for sure.
How is that child abuse? When did it become abuse? Okay, I get it if it becomes a thing where it's like you are beating your child, but I don't feel that whooping is child abuse.
I don't know.
I mean, I would never like close fists, like punch a kid or
Well,
no shit
no.
like that, but I got hit with phones, shoes, belts,
My uncle did,
wooden
too.
spoons, all that
My
shit.
brother did.
I got hit with a belt.
Yeah, if anything, if we finna
With
start calling that
holes.
shit child abuse, I want a check from fucking DHF for all the years that they let me get my ass whooped and didn't save me from that shit.
I don't.
Still, though, we are getting totally
Any
off
which
track.
way.
So, what we've learned today is there is a Plan B pill hidden inside your pregnancy test.
No, there is not. No, there is not. Do not believe
Totally
everything that,
edible.
Yeah,
do
you're
not
right.
believe everything that you read on the internet.
Matter of
Everything
fact,
that
if
you hear on
crush
a
it and
podcast,
snort
though,
it,
that
you'll
could
get
be
high and you won't get pregnant.
one giant leap for geese does not condone.
You said you'd hallucinate. I'm just saying.
Hey, I didn't say you'd hallucinate. Just that's what they've had people report. So I would assume that people have went to the hospital because it induces vomiting and hallucinations and
Sure. Probably really bad constipation, too.
oh yeah.
Because if it's
for
like
sure.
absorbing the moisture in your stomach, your turds will get all dry and hard.
You'd probably be lucky it don't fuck with your stomach acid and suck your stomach acid inside out.
Ew.
You also know that those pink things that they put in the bottom of urinals.
Oh yeah, make sure you go around licking them too.
Yeah. I was gonna say they taste like cotton candy.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
putting that out there.
Yeah. One
False
giant
advertisement.
Right.
One giant leap for geeks does not condone licking of any.
Right. Tweet at Giant Leap the number 4 geeks your pictures of you licking the.
No,
thing. Let me know
we
how it
don't.
tastes.
We do not want to be associated with the newest trend. Okay.
All right. If somebody will do it, I'll take it. At least one person. No.
No. Okay, so the little pill inside the the pregnancy tests is not edible.
No.
It is not Plan B. It
No.
is not going to prevent pregnancy. It might kill you.
Yeah.
So
Might.
That's,
Might.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a possibility.
Right. And then you have to live the rest of your life knowing that you like swallowed a pill of your own piss.
Yeah, well, the one girl didn't appear to have used the pregnancy test before she popped it open.
She's smart.
Okay.
She was like, I'm
Not
not
really.
Well,
She still
Well,
wasted
she's
$20.
smart.
Yeah, I
She's
know.
smart in the aspect of not swallowing her own pee.
That's true.
Fair enough.
The pregnancy test that they're using is the clear blue ones, and those are for the generic brand, $15.
Yeah, it's like just cough up the other 35 and go get the Plan B pill.
Right.
Like, come on, man. Like, look. Trust me. The little bit of money that you think you saving now, you are going to be saving so much more money in the long term as opposed to having a baby that you have to take care of for the next 18 to 30 years.
$50, $50,000.
Right. If you're lucky. You better hope they don't go to college either.
That's just pre-college.
College is expensive.
You spend $50,000 pre-college, and then another $120 after college.
Or the tried and true birth control, swallow. Just putting that out there. Just saying. Or tell him to work on his pullout game. One of the two. I don't know.
That doesn't work.
No, it don't. No, it doesn't.
If anything, never mind. We ain't gonna go there.
Only anal sex, kids.
I was
That's what we're
gonna
trying to
say.
Only dick in the ass, nowhere else. There you go. Just saying, you won't get pregnant. Just putting it out there.
There's still a chance, though.
Is it?
Yes.
What, really?
When they pull out,
Oh, like if it runs down?
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, it's a low chance, but it is still there.
Well, just hold a napkin over your pussy when you pull out. Okay, whatever. Okay, I think we've reached the end of it.
False advertisement.
Right.
My biggest pet peeve is ill-educated sex practices, right? Okay. So with that, please do not crack open the pregnancy tests. It is not Plan B. It's not gonna keep you from getting pregnant unless
It's not
it
even
kills
Plan
you.
C.
Please stay smart, people. That's all I got. That's all I want to say this week on that subject there. As always, if you would like to contribute to Dumb Shit of the Week, then why are you giving me that look?
I'm not giving you a look at all. Go ahead. Finish.
Okay. If you'd like to contribute to Dumb Shit of the Week, as always, you can email us at officialoglfg@gmail.com. You can send me something via Twitter. I am at Froggy Beaver, and the show is at Giant Leap 4 Geeks. All right, guys, stay smart.
I feel like, at this point, we can safely say that all these quote-unquote challenges are just the government's way of enacting population control.
We finally got a full, straight-up trailer for... Bear with me. I'm going to try and get through this title. The Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. I feel like they might as well just said Harleen Quinzel. Just made it even longer. Like, why not? First thoughts. Sexy Lexi, what'd you think?
I liked it. Yeah, I just liked it.
Okay. Now you said you're a fan of Harley, right?
Yeah, I like her.
Had you seen Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you like her in that?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever watch like the Batman animated series?
A little bit of it.
Because they introduced her, like, her character was never in the comics prior to that. Like, they made her for that show, and then they integrated her into the comics when she became really popular. So she's one of the few characters that didn't come from the source material that they added to the source material.
Yeah, they made
later.
the source material for her.
Exactly, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like her attitude, too.
Okay.
Like,
What about you, Mel? What do you think?
Of the Birds of Prey trailer, it looked interesting.
Mm-hmm.
As we all know, if you are an avid listener of the show, Harley is not my favorite.
No, you
by
said that
any
in the
means.
past.
I did enjoy her in the comics, and I did enjoy her in the animated, mostly in the animated. This looks good.
Okay.
I like this whole breakout role. Trying to get rid of that romanticizing her and the Joker thing.
Yes.
yeah, I like how she kind of just becomes her own person.
Yes.
Not just
Yeah.
a sidekick or a side piece for the Joker.
Right,
I agree.
right.
I agree. I mean, in the cartoon, you could clearly see that she was his sidekick.
Oh, yeah.
She was the Robin to the Joker.
Yeah.
So, I mean, or the Joker's Robin. Yeah, that's what I wanted.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Batman had Robin.
Yeah,
Joker
yeah.
had
I was
Harley.
trying to-
I know what you're saying.
I was trying to put
Yeah.
it together in my
Yeah,
head.
she's like, okay, Batman.
Yeah, I was doing
But
the math, the Marvel math.
In-
DC math, my bad.
the DC
Ooh,
math.
shots fired. Ooh,
Whoa,
shots fired.
that Marvel
My bad.
math.
I'm sorry.
All right.
sorry.
No, you good. You good. It's all right. You're forgiven
This time.
this time.
I won't do it again.
All right, she gonna slip her shoe, but like, when is Superman and Captain America gonna get together? Like,
Oh,
no.
No, I think she knows better.
Okay.
She all right. She all right.
All right.
But I do like to see Harley just breaking away from that social stigma that they have created. Pop culture has made the Joker and Harley this romantic
Relationship.
Relation-
bullshit.
Yeah, they've made them this crazy romantic. Oh, you got people fawning all over Facebook, and I want a relationship like Harley and the Joker.
No, you do not.
You want a relationship where this man beats the shit out of
Yeah,
you and treats you like
she basically
garbage?
said that she serves him.
Yeah.
So,
Which, I mean,
Like,
yes, that's
but the way in she serves him is not like a.
yeah.
it's weird because like Harley, I feel
I don't so much have an issue with their relationship on screen.
Uh-huh.
I have an issue with how people view it off screen and online.
Yeah, they've tried to romanticize it, whereas it shouldn't be looked at. That
Not
way.
at all.
It is a very volatile relationship and should not be anything that you want to even kind of
I want to
emulate
say
in
this:
your real life.
the psychologist in me just screams when I see people. oh, well, I want a romantic relationship like Harley and the Joker, and they got their crazy shit, but they come back to it on no, he is an abuser, and she is suffering from Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah,
Please.
she's like the epitome of Stockholm syndrome, where basically you fall in love with your abuser, and or captor or whatever. It's okay.
I read about that.
So like, I am indifferent as far as like Harley as a character. Like I like her well enough, whatever. I can take it or leave it. Like I don't need to see Harley. I don't want to not see her either though. But in the Suicide Squad, I felt like they, even in this too, I don't feel like they know who this character is, and they're trying to make her something that she's not. Mm-hmm. Because in the comics, yes, to a degree, every female character is over-sexualized to some degree or another. Sure. But Harley, not so much as, say, for example, like a Catwoman or a Poison Ivy or something like that. Like Harley is more, comic relief and kind of crazy. Sexy still, but not like booty shorts and like a halter top.
Or like a whip. Like,
kind of thing. Like what they did with her in Suicide Squad.
A hammer.
They went like way, way sexy with that. Which, I mean, whatever.
No complaints, I'm sure.
Yeah, like whatever. The chick is hot, sure. But like you were talking about with her relationship with the Joker, it's like they kind of sort of tried to make it seem like Deadshot was kind of like, yeah, like this motherfucker ain't shit. Like, you want to go back to that? And she's like, yeah, Mr. J loves me, and this, that, and the other. And I'm just like, does he though? But then again, by the very end of the Suicide Squad, he goes and saves Harley, so it makes it seem as if, okay, these things are all, like it's all gonna just work itself out. Like they're gonna be together forever. And just be crazy kids. No,
crazy kids.
With this trailer though, the thing about it, it looks interesting, but it doesn't feel any way, shape, or form like it's a superhero movie.
No.
Or a movie set in like a superhero universe. Like, everybody just looks like just people. I'm like, Harley's the only one who looks like kind of fantastical because she's got the hair and tattoos and all that shit. But like all the other chicks in the crew, they just look like just people.
Normal people.
Yeah, I'm like, ain't no costumes.
I mean, you did have the one that was riding the bike. She had the black outfit.
Sure, yeah,
but that could just be chalked up to she's a chick on a bike.
Exactly, right. Or even they got Ewan McGregor playing Black Mask. He just looked like a dude. Like, he don't even...
No costume.
Yeah, like no mask, no nothing. Now, I've already heard people upset because there's been rumors that he's going to be gay in the movie. Which I don't know why anybody gives a shit. I was like, are we, like, come on, guys. Like, and I get it. Some people are like, well, he's not gay in the comic. Why are you making him gay for the movie? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, they're trying to, like, diversity, inclusive, social justice warrior bullshit. And it's
a movie about Harley Quinn.
Exactly. And I'm just like, guys, seriously, like, it doesn't fucking, like, I don't, well, for one, I can see both sides of the argument. For one, I don't give a shit about the villain's relationship status or sexual orientation. Yeah. I'm like, I don't need to see. That's why I was like always indifferent about Harley. I don't care that the Joker fucks bitches. Like, okay, in my mind, he don't even have a dick. He's just like a thing. Like, he's not even like a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like a Ken doll. But
a Ken doll.
Yeah, basically. But then when it turns to this, it's like, I could care. Like, if he makes out with a dude in the middle of the movie, I mean, it doesn't do anything for his character one way or another, so I don't feel it's necessary. But at the same time, I'm not offended by it either. Yeah. I'm not like, oh my god, I can't believe. Like, who gives a shit? Like, who was looking for a Black Mask villain in anything? Black Mask is traditionally a Batman villain, and nobody's like, oh, I hope Black Mask is in the new Batman movie with Robert Pattinson. No one gives a shit. So stop pretending that we're angry about, we're making a non-issue into an issue.
Right.
It's like, I'm mad. Like, are you though? Did you really even care about that character? Like,
honestly.
Like, name me 2 storylines he's in that are good. Go. I'll wait.
I would say, honestly, I'm not even quite sure who Black Mask is.
I've never heard of him.
Not obscure per se, but he's just a mob dude.
Yeah, he's just...
who, I think his face got fucked up or something. He just wears a black skull mask. That's it.
Is that like the Red Hood?
Not really, but basically may as well fucking be.
Okay,
Like, he's just some dude with a mask on. It's like, he's not like Scarecrow or the Riddler where he's got like this whole thing and all these machinations and shit. He's just a mob dude in a fucking mask. Like,
Okay.
Now, as far as the movie goes, or the trailer goes, there's nothing in this that necessarily makes me go like, oh, I gotta see this movie. I mean, because honestly, unless you just really, really love that character, I didn't get anything out of this that would have been in like 10 other just generic movies that were coming out. You know, like, all right, Harley's hold on to the back of a car wearing roller skates. Like, that was
was kind of cool,
I guess. The best part of the whole trailer is when she gives the little girl the stick of dynamite and she throws it out the window and it blows up the car.
Yeah.
That was funny and a cool little bit, but other than that, I'm just like, I guess I want to see it. I don't know.
I don't know necessarily that I want to see it. I probably will.
Sure.
Just because I'm me and it falls slightly under a Batman category, but not really.
So you must be real excited for Joker then. Because, I mean, if we finna...
Don't get me started about that damn Joker movie,
Because if we finna start talking about Batman adjacent shit, I'm like, well, I guess, yeah.
No, do not get me started about that damn Joker movie.
It's one of those things where it's like, I'm glad that these characters are getting their moment in the sun, but... And it is true, Harley has had her own run of comics. She's had team-up comics with her and Poison Ivy. Like, I get it. They have established her as her own character. She's not just a side piece per se for the Joker.
Yeah.
I just don't necessarily like that they're trying to put her into like this leadership role where it's like, I'm running this team now. And I'm like, are you though?
Didn't you run the last one?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Her and Will Smith, yeah, that was they squad. But I was just like, I don't know. I mean, teaming Harley up with somebody is fine, but trying to make her like the defunct leader, like... You can't Captain America Harley Quinn. Like, you can't make her, like, the leader like that.
I don't think it's going to work.
No.
I just feel like her character is not a leader, though.
No, she's just kind of like...
just a, like, I do what I want kind of thing.
Yeah, like, control chaos, I guess.
I would say, even in the comics where she's teamed up with somebody, there's a comic where Poison Ivy convinces her that she is better than the Joker, better than how the Joker treats her. Mm-hmm. And she empowers her to... break it off with him and take things into her own hands, but Harley's not the one running the show.
Right.
Ivy's running the show.
Exactly. And I guess there is a little tiny moment in the trailer where, like, Harley's like, oh, it'd be like a sleepover and we can have pizza.
Oh, see, that was kind of cute.
What did she say? We can
Cosmos.
We can make Cosmos. And she's like, Harley, focus. She's like, yeah, okay, sorry. So, like, that was a moment where it was like, okay, like, she has to kind of get reined in and it's like, okay, I need you to...
Right.
Yeah, like, focus. Because she's just naturally not focused.
She's kind of all over the place, yeah. Which is sad because her character is a psychiatrist. And the Joker seduces her. So it's like, for them kind of making her, like, goofy and dumb, I'm like, well, that isn't really you. I figured that was just something that you put on for the Joker because he liked you to be that way. But it's like, how do you go from, like, a... certified psychologist to like, oh, Mr. J,
because he drove her to a mental breakdown.
I guess.
So
He
like,
probably broke her.
Yeah, like he did. He broke her.
Yeah,
and
well, when motherfucker throw you off a thing into a vat of chemicals, that might do it.
Might.
Yeah,
like a 25% chance, maybe, maybe 50.
Would you? Are you guys though like excited about the little Easter eggs that they put in it? Like we got to see her with the hyenas. Because that's a thing that they had. I don't know why there's just one, though, because there was always two hyenas. But whatever. She has her mallet now instead of the baseball bat. Though I think she still has the bat, but she's using the mallet in this one.
Right.
Because I know people complain about that in Suicide Squad. Like, she has a mallet, not a bat. And I'm like, who fucking cares, man? Like, they've changed so much about Joker and Harley. That's what you bitching about is the mallet?
Right.
Like, not all these tattoos and shit? Like, all right. Yeah, I was hoping that they would somehow get rid of the tats. That's still there. That's still there. And it's funny the hypocrisy people have. Everybody hates those tattoos on the Joker, but no one complained about them on Harley. They're like, yeah, no.
I did.
Well, most people didn't complain.
I did.
I'm just
most people.
I'm like, shouldn't we be just as angry that Harley has like a little heart tattoo on her cheek and all this other shit? I'm like, that's not. I don't know. Who am I to say? I just grew up watching Batman animated series, but what do I know?
Right.
Like, I mean, if I had it my way, she would be in her fucking Harlequin costume.
The red and the black.
Yeah, like the...
Oh, yeah, I like that outfit.
Yeah, like the little split second they showed it in Suicide Squad where, like, her and the Joker dancing. It was, like, there for, like, a second and it's gone. I was just like, why are we not in that? Okay. I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things where, like, the actor has... They're trying to make the character into the actor as opposed to having the actor become the character.
Yes.
I feel like they're changing Harley to be more like what Margot Robbie wants to play, as opposed to saying, like, no, this is who you're playing and you have to, you know, accept that and go into it like that. One thing, though, she's got the kind of Bronxy, New York, like, gangsterish accent thing down better now.
Yeah, she did have that.
She sounds much more like Harley in this than she ever did in Suicide Squad. Like, Suicide Squad, she's like, we're the bad guys! And I'm just like, you just sound like generic white girl. Like, it doesn't sound like
generic
anything.
white girl.
Yeah, because I think she's Australian in real life, so she has, like, an accent.
Yeah.
So it's just like, whatever, do your best generic white girl, American Valley girl accent. She's just like... we're the bad guys and shit. Now she's all like, yeah, Mr. J, and da-da-da. And I'm like, yeah, now you sound like a New York, like, chick like Harley did. Which is always weird to me, too, because I'm like, I don't even think, like, Harley's, like, about that kind of life. You know what I'm saying? Again, she started off as a psychiatrist, and then I don't know how we got to this point. I mean, yes, he broke her down mentally, emotionally.
I'll say that's a
but
lot.
He changed her accent,
He changed everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
She said, this is the way I normally talked, and then I had to change it when I started going to school to be, you know,
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's, I mean, like I said, I don't think I'm necessarily excited for this.
Sure.
But at the same time, I don't know, we'll probably see it.
I mean, if it came up as an option, hey, you want to go see this, I'd be like, yeah, I can, like, I'm down to see it, but not that I have the want to, like, okay, I need to see this.
Sure.
It's more of just like, okay, I'm down. Like, that's okay.
Like, we show up at the theater and be like, oh, hey, so-and-so's playing, and then this Harley Quinn movie's playing.
So, like, which one we choose? Okay,
Right.
And be
let's
like,
go with this one.
all right, well, we missed the time for this one, or...
Yeah,
this...
it's kind of like just an option kind of thing. It's not like, okay, I really want and, like, I really need. It's like an option.
Okay. That's fair. It's like, yeah, I got 2 hours to kill. I know that shit.
Yeah, I'd be like, let me go see this.
Right. I was like, you paying though.
I do want to say, however, not specifically attached to Harley, but kind of Batman related, so we're going to throw it in there.
Sure.
We are on episode 89.
Nice. That is true. That is true. Yes.
Hats off to us being the same episode number as what my favorite Batman is.
Yep. I was gonna say we again have somehow found a way to work Batman 89
always.
into
There's
this
always a way to work Batman 89, and it's because
fair.
we're on episode 89.
That is true.
So
That is true.
I wanted to just point that out.
This is coming out February
2020
of 2020. I didn't get the exact day.
I don't think it released. I don't think
it released a
I don't
specific
think so.
date. I think
Okay,
you can
so
say
just some
February
2020.
2020.
Yeah. So I mean, usually that would
on Valentine's Day.
It might. Usually that is kind of a red flag in most cases, but Deadpool proved that you can pull out a movie in February and make it make money and it not be terrible. So we'll see.
I think
what happens.
Deadpool's the only one that's
if not the only, he's one of the very few because most movies that get released that time are hot garbage. But we will see what happens in February, I guess.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Wait. I've got it. The movie should be called Birds of Prey and the Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. Because honestly, what else have we got to lose? We've already ruined Batman and Superman, so why not?
I am so relieved. You do not even understand. I am so relieved. I tossed and turned for weeks.
I know you did.
All I could think about is I'm like, how are they gonna make this shit work if Spider-Man's not in the MCU anymore? Like, you can't.
Not to where we're at now.
No, I've gone on the rant, so I'm not gonna go over everything that I pointed out that would make this not make sense. But it's like, okay, if you really sit down and think about this, if Spider-Man's not in the MCU anymore, and you can't refer to anything that happened with him while he was in the MCU, none of the suits that he had,
Nope.
you can't use those anymore because those are Stark suits. Happy and Aunt May, that is gone. You can't use neither of the two villains from his last two movies,
Can't
Vulture
use Morgan.
or Mysterio, because they were both connected to Tony Stark.
Mm-hmm.
You can't talk about what was the thing called with the glasses and the satellites and shit? I forget.
I don't remember.
Tony gave him the glasses, and he controlled like the AI that had the satellite drones and all that, and that's what Mysterio was trying to get from him. Either way, you can't refer to any of that. So the fact that Spider-Man's on the run for supposedly killing a bunch of people with those drones that don't exist now, you can't even refer to why he's on the run.
Right.
It's like everything that they've set up. And Marvel was like ingenious with that, and I kept saying that. I'm like, they are weaving, because when they first made the announcement that they were going to get Spider-Man into the MCU, and it was during Civil War, I was like, oh, this is going to be cool. I just thought he'd have a little cameo. Maybe he'd pop up in an Avengers movie or something, but it was going to be real small, nothing major. They integrated him so deeply into the story, like to where they pretty much made Tony Stark his surrogate father, where I was just like, you can't undo this now. Like their whole plan from the beginning is, we're going to make him such a part of this shit that if you ever try to take him out, you're going to have to completely just reboot it all over again. Like you're going to have to
Tobey
call Tobey
Maguire,
Maguire
yeah.
ass back, or get Andrew Garfield to come back, or somebody, because like Tom Holland's done. Like he is way too entrenched in this shit. And that's what they did, but Sony still was like, fuck you, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. But thankfully,
Be like,
clear
your ball don't
heads-
work without the inflating thing,
right, exactly
does it?
right. He's like, you take that ball, but you ain't got no court to play on, so fuck you. but clear heads have prevailed, and Sony and Marvel Disney finally came to an agreement to renew the contract for Spider-Man being in the MCU. Now, it is tenuous at best. The contract, the way we understand it right now, is they are going to do one Spider-Man movie, and he will appear in one MCU movie. And that's all we know. Now, what movie that appearance may be for, who fucking knows? What happens at the end of Spider-Man 3? Like, do we continue, with the MCU? Like, what happens? Is there a Spider-Man 4? Who fucking knows?
We don't know.
Yeah, it's very tenuous. But Kevin Feige, he did come out and make some comments about it. And this is the thing that kind of has me worried, because I'm super excited that Spider-Man's back in the MCU, but at the same time, I have a sense of dread, because I'm like, they got him back, but at what cost?
What's gonna happen?
I'm like, what did we sacrifice to make this happen? So Kevin Feige, he came out and said, Spider-Man is a powerful icon and hero whose story crosses all ages and audiences around the globe. He also happens to be the only superhero with the superpower to cross cinematic universes. So as Sony continues to develop their own Spideyverse, you never know what surprises the future might hold. They finna put him in that fucking Venom movie. He is going to be in Venom 2. That is literally what he is saying. Okay, so he makes it a point to say Spider-Man is the only superhero who has the superpower to cross cinematic universes. He is basically, in not so many words, telling you that don't be surprised if you start seeing Spider-Man pop up in Venom 2, the Morbius movie, the Sinister Six movie.
Jeez.
Apparently we're making a Madam Web movie. It's just a bunch of just shit that Sony's just like, just keep throwing shit out there. Something's gonna stick. Like, I know it. You just wait. Like, they gonna love this shit.
Something's gonna stick. The irony.
Oh, get out. So like, did you see Venom?
Yeah, I did.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Get the fuck off this podcast.
Well, I mean, I like some aspects.
No.
of it.
I'm not gonna make you like change your opinion.
It's okay,
you know.
Lexi. I like.
I liked
too.
it. I thought it was like funny and.
Yeah, it was as funny as a turd in the wind.
Yeah, that part it just caught me off guard.
I was like,
so
who
bad.
even talks like? Oh my god. Anyway.
That's why it was so funny.
It was so...
I liked the lobster tank scene.
Oh my god, it's like that shit. It's like slapstick coming. Anyway, I'm not gonna go back down.
I like when he's like, I think in one part he's like, "I will eat you" or something
yeah,
like that.
Yeah, or when he's
your
like,
eyes, your spleen.
Yeah, he's like, let's bite all their heads off and pile them up in the corner. He's like, what? Like, I don't know. Anyway, so we pretty much have confirmed that Spider-Man is going to end up spinning off into these other Sony movies.
But is it going to be Tom Holland?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because they really ain't finna muddy the water and be like, now we got 2 different Spider-Mans in these. No. It's going to be Tom Holland. Because my question was, when they first announced the deal, why now? Like, what changed? Because if you remember, the original deal that they struck was that Sony would finance the movies. Mm-hmm. Marvel would produce them as far as like creatively and decide what story is going to be and all that. And then they would get 5% of the first dollar gross that the movie makes. So like that first opening day, they get 5% of every dollar that. So for every dollar, they get a nickel of that shit. Okay, cool. They wanted to renegotiate, and they came to Sony and was like, hey, we want to do a 75-25 split. Y'all finance 75% of the movie, we'll finance 25%, and then we'll take 25% of the profits. Sony was like, nah, son, we good on that. Mm-hmm. Marvel was like, okay, we see you. So they came back with, all right, we're going to do a 50-50 split on this shit. We split the cost of the movie, and we want half of the profits. Sony really was like, fuck you. Not only did they say fuck you, but they left Marvel hanging for 6 months without an answer until finally they came back and they were just like, you know what, we done. Like we can't come to an agreement on this shit. It's done. Now, Sony has come back and agreed to the original arrangement of the 25-75 split. So I'm like, well, what happened? Because when Marvel came to y'all with that in the first place, y'all was like, nah, we can't be doing that.
What it is they thought they was too good. They thought that they were too good on their own.
Yeah.
So they were like, okay, Spider-Man's in the MCU.
Yep.
We about to fix on all this Marvel money right here. Mm-hmm. We gonna funnel it all. So they thought that they were better than Marvel / Disney. We don't need them.
It's like, you see how much money Venom made?
So
they love this shit.
When that 50-50 deal come in, they was like, no, fuck you, we got this.
Yep. And not only that, but the 50-50 deal, not only did they want half of the profits and they were going to go half on financing it, they wanted half of everything. So not just Spider-Man, they wanted Venom, they wanted whatever, Morbius, Kraven, all the little spin-off movies. They like, we want a piece of all that shit. And Sony was like, of course, fuck off. No, we're not doing that. But that wasn't the original deal. They just came back with that because they're like, hey, if you won't take this, we come even bigger. You keep fucking around, we're going to want 100% of this shit.
Right. We want 75% and you get 20%.
Right, exactly. So you better take this shit while it's on the table. So the only way I can feasibly see why Sony would have come back to that original deal and say, you know what, we'll do the 25-75 split.
Because they know they ain't making any money?
No.
Because people are boycotting Spider-Man?
No, they are emboldened, which we're going to kind of merge 2 of these stories together that we're going to talk about.
Okay.
Because Sony announced their Spider-Verse, like, we were calling it the Venom-verse, but now I think we can say Spider-Verse because they got Spider-Man to be in this shit now.
Right.
But they were emboldened by the announcement because first they tried to talk some shit and like throw some shade. It was like, well, we wanted to make a deal with Disney, but Disney just wouldn't do it. So we were just like, okay, we're going to have to go our separate ways. Then it turned into, well, we want to do it, but Kevin Feige's so busy. I mean, he got the Fantastic Four now and X-Men and all the other shit they already been doing. How could he help with Spider-Man? Like, he got too much on his plate. And then it came out that Kevin Feige is going to produce a Star Wars movie. They're like, maybe he's not too busy. Whoops. So I'm like, it's funny how he was too busy to help y'all make Spider-Man, but yet he's taking on a whole other property that's not even related to Marvel at all. But Sony was like, it's all good. We don't need a playbook. Like, the CEO of Sony Pictures came out and was like, hey, we got this. He was like, hey, it wasn't just Marvel and them. Like, we helped too. Like, we got good people over here. Like, we can do this shit. He's already laid down the groundwork. We got this shit. We just make another fun little thing, and he's in high school now, whatever. People will go see it because it's fucking Spider-Man.
Right.
Then they was like, you know what? We're going to do you one better. Not only do we not need Marvel, and we going to make this shit on our own, but we finna make No bullshit. They released a thing of 14 movies that they finna produce.
Okay.
Morbius.
Okay.
Venom 2, Spider-Man 3 and 4 with Tom Holland. Okay. Into the Spider-Verse 2. An all-female Spider-Verse spinoff movie. Kraven the Hunter, Black Cat, Silver Sable, Silk, Jackpot, Night Watch, Madam Web, and the Sinister Six. And I'm like,
what?
Right. Does this or does this not remind you of when DC was like, oh boy, BVS just came out, we doing Justice League, we doing Flash, we doing Cyborg, we doing Aquaman.
Mm-hmm. And how
90% of the movies never even fucking
I want to say, how many of them we got? We
got Wonder
BVS.
Woman and Aquaman.
Aquaman.
Yep, we have Aquaman, which was good.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman,
which was
good.
Had to make Justice League because they were already in the middle of making it, and they spent way too much money on that shit to not put it out. But I'm just like, this is literally what Warner Brothers did, and you saw what happened to that shit. You can't just make one good movie, even though Venom is not a good movie.
No.
In my opinion. But if you're entertained by it, fine. But objectively, come on, y'all. Like, we've done so much better. I'm like, this is the best superhero. Venom is the best superhero movie of 1995. I'm just putting that out there. That movie felt so fucking dated. But anyway. You can't put out one thing. Spider-Verse was good. But you can't then turn around and go, now we got fucking, like, how much time you got? Because we just got movies coming out the fucking tunnel now. And I'm like, make like 3 or 4 in a row, see how they're received, then grow it. Look at what Marvel did. They did Iron Man first. Then they did Iron Man 2. They didn't even put out Thor and Hulk and shit until Iron Man 2 came out.
Right.
They had to make sure, like, okay, we sure that they like Iron Man? Let's make another one just to be sure. Okay, they like that one too. Okay. Now we can start bringing in Cap and Thor, and then we going to build up to the Avengers.
I think it was Iron Man 2, and Cap were the first 3, right?
No, Cap was the last one right before Avengers, because Thor came out in between Iron Man 2
okay,
and Cap.
so it was Thor.
Yeah.
But still.
And then they had the Incredible Hulk movie too. But
Yep.
Once they got to the Avengers, they knew, like, okay, now we got this shit. Everybody loves this shit. We just gonna keep cranking them out. With fucking Warner Brothers and now with Sony, it's just like we make one thing that's kind of successful, and it's like, all right, we making a whole universe off of this shit. And it's like, no, Universal Pictures did the same thing with the Dark Universe. They was like, we got the Mummy, we making Frankenstein and Dracula and Invisible Man, and ain't none of that shit happen. I'm like, you can't.
Don't call your shots yet.
Yeah, right. You
play it
blew
safe
your
a little
load
bit
too early.
Yep.
And not only that, but now that you put it out in the ether, if these movies don't come out, everybody's gonna start second guessing your whole game plan for what you're doing now. So I can see that. I mean, I'm glad that we're getting closure to, like, Spider-Man's trilogy. I'm happy that, you know, we're not going to leave that cliffhanger in such a way to where we can't resolve it organically. That makes sense. That feels like, okay, this is where the story was going this whole time. But at what cost? I'm like, I don't want to see.
Yeah, what did we?
We're going to see Spider-Man and Venom 2 and whatever else their bullshit that comes up. But this is my problem, though. If we were not going to establish Venom as being a part of Spider-Man and then going to somebody else and them hating Spider-Man for letting them go and having a vendetta against him from that, why bring him in now? Like, if you're not going to start the story off the right way, the way it's supposed to be, if you're going to make Venom his own thing and then bring Spider-Man in, it's like, well, why are they fighting? Like, who gives a shit?
I would say they are about to have to do some retcon bullshit.
Man, some
you
hellfire
know that they're
retconning.
going to.
Because one of the things that was cool about Venom is Spider-Man could never use his spider sense to know when Venom was coming because he had the symbiote on him first.
Right.
So his spider sense doesn't treat the symbiote as a threat because it
was a
part of him for so long. So now Venom knows his secret identity and can get the drop on him without him knowing ahead of time. So that's what kind of made him like a good spoil for Spider-Man. But if we don't have any of that, Spider-Man's in New York. He's in San Francisco. Like, what? How are you even going to make this shit even make sense? Like, how they even ran into each other?
Yeah, like no connection.
Unless he's
Peter's
like
on another field trip again?
No,
Like,
unless he's Venom's chasing Carnage across the country.
Sure, but okay, good point. In Venom 2, Carnage is supposed to be Venom or the villain with another symbiote. Are we going to have Venom and Spider-Man team up? Because I feel like, I mean, if we're making Venom the hero,
Oh, I hope not.
See, and that's what I'm talking about, man. It's like, what scenario can you make out of this that's going to make this go like, oh yeah, this is going to be dope. I can't wait to see this.
Yeah, because you're not going to have Peter fight Carnage and Venom.
Exactly.
And Venom and Carnage already have some kind of history.
Exactly.
So Venom's going to want to be fighting Carnage, but then he's going to turn around and he's going to fight Peter too. I don't like a team up. I don't like it.
All for all.
Right. And I'm just like, at this point, my thing is, if we're not going to follow his origin story, if we're completely changing everything that's about his character, why even bring Spider-Man into this at this point? Or like with the Morbius movie, why? Like what? Why?
Who's asking for that shit?
Yeah, I just can't wait to see Jared Leto fuck up another character because he damn sure fucked up the Joker. So let's give him Morbius too. I'm just like,
I would say, can these DC people stop trying to cross over into Marvel money, please?
Well, they're all Marvel. They're all Marvel. These are just the Spider-Man characters.
No, I meant because Jared Leto started
as DC,
and then has tried to cross into the tap into the Marvel money. Can we stop that? Because there was somebody else that did that too. A couple other people.
Yeah. And James Gunn is going to be doing the Suicide Squad movie and Guardians 3. So
yeah.
I just don't like the fact that Sony gets to ride Marvel's coattails and like legitimize their little universe by using this incarnation of Spider-Man that Marvel has built up over the last 5 movies to like try and kind of connect these things together
to fix their shit.
Right, because the moment you see Tom Holland in the Venom movie, the layman people who don't follow this shit and don't care, they're going to be like, oh, Spider-Man from the MCU, like, oh, you know, so he's connected to Captain America and you know, the Winter Soldier and all that shit. And it's like, no, he's not. Like, you will never see his ass in any of these movies. I promise you won't. Because that was what the thing I think that the sticking point was between them in negotiations, is that when they first came out with Homecoming, I want to say, the producer, she was saying like, oh, all these movies are connected. Venom, Avengers, all this shit. And Kevin Feige was like, the fuck they is? Like, no, they ain't. And he was like, you ain't sullying my shit with that bullshit. And so then he made her walk those comments back later. Now they can just do it. Like, they don't need to actually, you know, pretend anymore. Now they can just go like, yeah, we put Spider-Man in this, so if Spider-Man is still in the MCU, now so is Venom and Morbius and Kraven and Madam Web. Who the fuck wants a Madam Web movie? Like, I don't even get that. Like, that's like saying we're going to take the Oracle from Batman, like Barbara Gordon in a wheelchair, and give her a movie. Like, who is asking for this shit? Like, Silk, Black Cat, sure, I get that. Silver Sable,
sure.
I can see that. Sure, why not? I mean, they're villains. They're basically knockoff Catwoman and shit, but whatever.
Yeah.
I can go with that.
They
basically
are.
is. I mean, the bitch's name is Black Cat. Like, she can't get no more knockoff than that. But I'm like, whatever, sure. But Madam Web? And I'm telling you what's going to happen. That one solo MCU movie that he's going to be in, they're going to find a way to send him off into some multiverse bullshit. And then they're going to be like, oh, yeah, and in this universe, Venom is there and Madam Web and all this kind of shit. But not in the universe with the Avengers, though. Like,
I mean,
I'm just so angry.
Sony's got a lot of multiverse going on.
Yeah,
it's gonna.
Why couldn't they just be happy with the Spider-Verse movie? Like, just take that and expand those cartoons out. Everybody loved it. It got an Oscar for Best Animated Film. Just make more of that. Just do as many of them as you want to do. Why do you got to make the live action movies though? Like that's I don't know. That being said, you would think that I would have been like super duper happy about the fact that Spider-Man is back, and I am, but I feel like all the progress we've made with him and everything we've established, they're just gonna fucking dirty it up with.
Well, like you said,
Venom
at what cost? Like
Kraven.
At
Not
what
that these
cost?
characters aren't cool. Yeah, right. Not that these characters aren't cool, but if you're not going to have them be the villain to the hero, I don't want to see the hero cameoing in the villain's movie. Like, that's kind of like with the Joker movie. I'm kind of glad that Batman's not going to be in it, because if Batman and him aren't going to fight, if that's not going to be his central conflict, why even put him in the movie? Like, just don't even mention him. Like, Batman don't even exist in this universe.
No, that's probably what they're gonna... Have you seen the Joker movie yet?
No, it comes out on the 4th. So I am planning on
so
seeing
it comes out this
3
week.
days.
I thought it come out...
This weekend.
I thought it come out this past weekend.
No. So, yeah. and again, I am happy that we got Spidey back. I mean, I'm worried that it's only for one movie and one appearance, but... I mean, I don't know. They had to suck somebody's dick to make this happen.
I'm worried that they're going to make that one movie and that one appearance, like, they're going to try to be like BVS and cram so much into one movie. Because
not only are they going to have to finish up his story from the first 2 Spider-Man movies, but I got a feeling that this is going to be the way that they write him out of the MCU. That they're just like, they made a deal like, okay, look, we can't just leave the story hanging the way it is, so we're going to go ahead and wrap up his shit, and then he's just gonna be gone. Like, we're not just gonna
kill
drop
him off or something, or
maybe not necessarily kill him off per se, but they're gonna make it to where he won't show up no more. Like, they're gonna send him through another dimension or portal somewhere, and he's just gonna be just gone. Like, he's lost in space, and he's just gonna pop up on Venom Lap, and then it's gonna be that. I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess we'll see. I mean, it's still a few years out before they haven't said what Marvel movie appearance he's gonna be in, but they have cemented the July 2021 release date for Spider-Man 3. So we'll see what happens. I'm still curious what it's going to be called, because every Spider-Man movie they've made since he's been in the MCU has been something home. So it was like Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home. So this one could maybe be like Spider-Man I left my keys at home or some shit. Right. Can I sleep at your house?
Spider-Man, I have no more home.
That's what I was thinking it was going to be called if he didn't come back to MCU. Spider-Man No Home. Like, damn. All right. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm not excited for the future, though. All right, moving on.
Spider-Man does whatever a joint agreement between 2 conglomerates can, spins a web any size, and is connecting 2 cinematic universes with very weak ties.
I mentioned this already before in the last story, but Kevin Feige is going to be producing a Star Wars movie. The co-chairman of Walt Disney Pictures, Alan Horn, he said Kathleen Kennedy is pursuing a new era in Star Wars storytelling, and knowing what a diehard fan Kevin is, it made sense for these 2 extraordinary producers to work on a Star Wars film together. Now, I can hear somewhere in the distance like cheering from like some fanboys, and I can also hear in the distance like booing from others, because I personally think it's a good idea to let Kevin Feige make a Star Wars movie. I mean, I think we can safely say that Kevin Feige is probably the most successful movie producer of all time, bar none, no exceptions. I think that's a safe bet to say.
I'd support that.
He's made 12 movies. 24 movies over the last 11 years that damn near average $1 billion per movie. So it's like, that is like mathematically impossible damn near, but he has somehow done it. Like, give him whatever the fuck he wants. Like, if he say, I want to go take over Frozen, give him that shit. Like, don't even question it. Like, you made a whole Avengers team off of B and C list characters and made them the most popular thing that has ever been on movie screens. Rewind 6 years ago. Ask somebody who the fuck Guardians of the Galaxy was. Wouldn't know what the fuck you was talking about. You can ask literally anybody now. They're like, oh, I love Groot. You know, or Rocket or Peter or whatever the fuck. Exactly.
I say I just showed her a video the other day. Groot's doing the Thriller dance.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like 3D and he comes off the video. It's really cute. You have a Groot statue in your room.
I do.
She said she loves Groot.
I do love Groot. Our love is real.
She said, I am Groot.
So, yeah, I would say it's safe to say that Kevin Feige's pretty successful.
Yeah. And I think that with the state that Star Wars is in currently, now we still haven't seen The Rise of Skywalker yet, but I have my apprehensions about it after The Last Jedi. But Kevin is interesting because Kevin Feige, he wanted to help Disney with the first Star Wars movie because Kevin Feige is a super big, huge, ginormous Star Wars fan.
Mm-hmm.
He loves Marvel. Don't get me wrong. Like, he loves Spider-Man and Cap and all that. But he is more of a Star Wars fan at heart. So he's been wanting to work on a Star Wars movie since forever.
Probably since he was like 5 and he saw the first one.
Exactly. So this has been like a dream come true for him. And when Disney first bought Star Wars, he was like, please, let me get my hands on this. And they said, no, you do your Marvel shit. We got this over here. We got Kathleen Kennedy and the whole Lucasfilm crew. Like, we got this. We don't need to cross the streams. Which I get it. Okay. I get why they would turn them down because it would be like this. It would be like, say you own a restaurant, okay? And your district manager brought in another manager from a different restaurant to come to your restaurant and make the meals at your establishment. It's kind of like, you know, putting you, sidelining you. It's like, hey, like, what, you don't think I can do my job good? You got to bring this motherfucker in here to make the food for these people? Like, this is my restaurant. I run this shit. So, in the case of Kevin Feige and Kathleen Kennedy, it's like bringing him in is kind of saying to her, like, hey, we don't trust your judgment no more. We want him to do this shit. Now, I'm not saying that Kevin Feige is going to make all the Star Wars movies now, or he's going to take over Lucasfilm or no shit like that. I don't believe that that's the case at all. But I do think that on Disney's part, it's kind of a sign to investors and fans alike that we don't have confidence in Kathleen Kennedy to continue doing this, so we're going to bring somebody else in who has proven themselves to be successful to make this shit work. I don't know. Like, Kevin Feige is, or I'm sorry, Kathleen Kennedy, she is one of the few high-profile female executives in, like, Hollywood. So, let alone Disney. So it probably would have looked bad on Disney to just be like, we're kicking her off of these movies and we're just going to have Kevin Feige do it. Like, we don't want that because we don't want to seem sexist or like we're taking away one of the few high-profile female executives out of her position or whatever.
Right.
But it still kind of seems like that's what they kind of sort of doing. It's like on paper, she still runs this shit. But again, if you got somebody else to come in here and do it for you, then it's like, well, what are you really doing at this point? Like, why are you just like name only running this shit?
I mean, it could be. They could just be like, hey, we will pay you to be name only.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I can see where she would have an issue with that, but also I can see where she'd be like, hey, at least they're going to continue to pay me and not completely give me the boot.
Right.
You know, they want to put my name on it. They're going to pay me regardless.
Right.
All right, cool. I'm down with that.
I on a business level, I could see that. On a personal level, I could see her probably being like, I'm kind of offended by the fact that, you know, y'all would like come at me like that and be like, oh yeah, we gonna let Kevin do it. Because I mean, she hasn't made no kind of like statement about it at all. So I'm really curious how she feels about this whole thing.
That's what I mean. I can see both sides. I can see where she would have an issue with it, but at the same time, on I guess the superficial level.
Sure.
Hey, I'm still getting paid. I still have a job. Whether I have,
I'm getting paid.
I don't have to do nothing.
Right. I just sit back and collect a check.
Yeah, I mean,
that's fair.
Two sides, same coin, I guess.
One of the other things I find interesting though is that Kevin Feige has vision.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's one of the few producers that actually can look forward 10 years down the road and say, okay, this is where we're going. Like, I know from the beginning they didn't know, okay, we're going to do Infinity War and Endgame and Thanos is going to wipe out. Like, I'm sure he maybe had a germ of an idea for where this was going, but at least he had an idea and then they just built that out over time.
Mm-hmm.
With the Star Wars movies, they were just like, and you get this movie and you get that movie and then you get this movie and I guess we'll make this shit connect at some point. Who fucking knows? Like, just start filming this shit, whatever. We got fucking release dates to hit. So, but with him having vision and shit, is that he's not afraid to tell you to fuck off if you can't play ball. Like, do you remember who the first War Machine was from Iron Man 1?
Yes, Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. You know who War Machine is now? Don Cheadle. Terrence Howard was fucking up. He was like, all right, you can go. Like, you can get the fuck out of here. Like, I don't need none of your bullshit.
I'm like, I'm done with you.
Exactly. Do you remember who the first Hulk was?
Frickin' Edward Norton.
Yep. You know who Hulk is now?
Mark Ruffalo.
Exactly, because you can't play ball, so get the fuck out.
I'm so glad they made that switch, by the way. I don't like Edward Norton.
Now, do you know who was supposed to direct the first Ant-Man movie?
No.
A guy named Edgar Wright. He did Scott Pilgrim vs. the World and a few other movies, too.
Okay, yeah.
And do you know who directed the Ant-Man movie currently?
Mm-mm.
Peyton Reed, I think is the guy's name. Either way, it ain't the first guy.
That ain't the first dude.
Basically, pretty much, Kevin Feige ain't afraid to tell you, like, hey, if you can't do this shit the way I want it done, like, I have a vision for this shit. We not finna go off on these little tangents and do your own little thing. Yeah, you can kind of play in our sandbox somewhat, but you have to stay within the confines of what...
You gotta keep the sand in the box.
Exactly, in the confines of what we have already established and where we're trying to take these characters. If you can't do that, you gotta fucking go. So now, what happens when he comes over to Star Wars and Kathleen Kennedy's like, well, Kevin, I don't know. I don't really want to do this, that, and the other. He can't fire her.
Bye, Felicia.
Right, but at the same time, it's like, he could easily be like, hey, I can walk away from this shit. Like, y'all came to me. Like, I mean, yeah, I came to y'all initially and y'all turned me down, but y'all need my help. Like, I don't need Star Wars, bitch. I got Fantastic Four and X-Men and all kind of shit on the back burners. I need to go ahead and get on this shit. So, if you want me to be a part of this, then you're going to have to do it the way I want to do it. Not to say like he's gonna be some old cutthroat ass motherfucker, but maybe. I mean,
maybe.
Shit, I don't know how else you made all these Marvel movies work up until this point without being some kind of cutthroat. Like, you ain't hearing what I'm saying. This is what we doing, motherfucker, and you ain't fucking this up for me. This is 10 years in the making. One other thing is, I'm curious now because I'm more excited about the future of Star Wars than I've been in a while, but if one of these movies, if he does just do one and it does well, then what? Like, is he really not going to make another one if it's successful? Like, why not make a trilogy? Like, what is this movie even going to be about? Like, is this going to be part of the new trilogy? Is it a spin-off movie? Is it going to be about the legacy characters? Are we making new characters? Like, what exactly is your plan for all this? And then I guess my biggest question is, now, Sexy Lexi, I don't know, I've never asked you this, but do you like Star Wars? Do you have a stake in Star Wars at all?
I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but I like the recent movies.
Okay. And I know you're like completely like, I don't give a fuck about Star Wars.
I
at
like
all.
Yoda.
Okay, all right, that's
it.
I've seen like the cartoon like versions, like animated versions.
Oh, that was on Cartoon Network.
And I've seen the movies, like the past few movies that they've made too.
Okay. So, all right. So, like a passing interest then, right? Okay. Fair enough. So, I guess my question is, do you guys think that Kevin Feige can save Star Wars?
Possibly.
Okay.
I don't know about anybody else, but it doesn't seem to like it's patchy. At best, the storylines.
Yes, blotchy.
yeah. The storylines are like blotchy. Like it kinda is here, and then this is kinda there, and then if you throw some water on them, they're gonna bleed, and then maybe make some sense.
Throw some water. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Okay. And then the other, I guess, question to that: do you think he could screw it up more than it already is?
No.
No. Well, what I guess not only should I ask, have you seen the Star Wars movies? Do you enjoy the most recent ones that have just came out?
Yeah, I liked it.
Okay. So you're like, well, save what, bitch? Like, I love this shit. Like, what's the problem? Shit, I don't know what the fuck you mad about. Okay, so the biggest question is it too late? Like, can he save Star Wars? Will he fuck it up more? Does it matter at this point? Like, or is it just too late? Is it just like beyond repair at this point? Because, I mean, some people are so adamantly against Star Wars at this point where they're just like, you could get Jesus fucking Christ to come down and make the next goddamn movie, and I still ain't seeing that bullshit. So, it's like, is it too late? I mean, I'm always going to go see a Star Wars movie just because I'm interested in it, but I mean, there's an argument to be made that the damage has been done. Like, the fans that have been burned are scornful and resilient, and very like vindictive to a degree. Because I mean, for decades, years, they bitched and moaned about the prequel movies. Like everybody hated them so much, and it was, I'll never see a Star Wars movie again. This, that, and the other. Now, obviously, that changed when they came out with the new ones, but I could totally see them being like, "Yeah, I don't care who makes it." Like,
probably so.
Like you can make Mark Hamill direct, produce, write, and star in every fucking character in the movie, and I still wouldn't go see that shit. So I don't know. So I guess I pose a question to you, the audience. Like, can Kevin Feige save Star Wars? Will he fuck it up more, or is it too late? Like, do you even give a shit at this point? Like, I'm curious to know. Like, let me know, because I want to know if it's just me. I am of the mind that he can save it, because in Kevin Feige trust. Until you burn me, I mean, you've done me right for the last 11 years, so I'm not going to complain. But I could see some people going like, I don't care. I don't want to see Star Wars no more. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm not buying the toys. I'm not wearing T-shirts. Like, I'm just done. Like, the whole thing. Yeah, I know. I told you they're vindictive. They get angry.
They get angry.
Well, I mean, I guess I could lump myself into that category too, I guess. But anyway, I guess we will see what the future holds. So we got all these things that are in limbo: Spider-Man, Star Wars, Birds of Prey. we got a whole bunch of shit just like juggling balls. So I guess we'll see how all these things pan out. That being said, though, that is it for the show. Remember, you can always find us at our home, onegiantleapforgeeks.libsyn.com. We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, or anywhere else you get your podcasts. Make sure to show us some love, so go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, rate, follow, review us, and all that shit.
And if you have any comments, questions, concerns, or criticisms, or you just want to say hi, you can email us at officialoglfg@gmail.com. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say tonight, but I'll get over it.
It happens.
It does. If you want to find us on Twitter as a show, we are at The Giant Leap, the number 4 Geeks. Myself, I am at Froggy Beaver. Our missing Benoit? Maybe? Is that Benoit Gaming? BENWAH Gaming. And I believe Sexy Lexi is on there, but I don't think she wants your comments. Maybe.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I don't know.
Fuck
Do you?
don't.
Do you want the
I
comments?
have a Twitter, but I'll never get on it.
Okay, well, there we go.
There's no point.
Us as a show, we are on Facebook, Reddit, Instagram. All you have to do is search for One Giant Leap for Geeks. All right, you guys have a good night. Bye.